Well, hello everyone for the third time today. Thanks for everybody coming. I was just scrolling through the chat really quick before we started, and I'm excited to see that there's several people who are excited to be here and already familiar with Sia's art. So I'm going to bring Sia in just a second. We're going to be talking about her Kickstarter, some about her career. She and I have been friends for a long time, and I'm excited she's going to be coming to the show. And then after that, we're going to be talking about her pre-books for OAX, and hope you all enjoy. So without further ado, Sia, welcome.
Hello. Hello to everybody in the chat who dashed over from my live stream just 10 minutes before, and they're in the chat right now probably.
That's funny. I just came from another panel that we were just doing too, so everyone's rushing to be here on time.
It feels like a real convention, right? Like where you're going from panel to panel.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is,
practice.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's nice to see you. Has it been cold? I know it was snowing a couple weeks ago.
It's off and on, but here it's actually, you can kind of see it's really sunny out here, so it's not that bad right now. So lucky for me, it's still walkable at this point.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, there will be a point at which it's
impossible.
Not, and I know that the road clearing in your particular city is not the best I've ever seen in my life during the winter.
And I believe that just because everybody's parked on the side of the roads on both sides. So it's like, where do you put the cars and then where do you put the snow? So it's yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Well, thanks for coming today. I'm really excited. I know you've been on some other podcasts to talk about Neo Wonderland. So I'm really glad that this worked out, because this is first of all, personally for me, I'm excited about it because it's a property that I know you've been working on for ever, and you can tell us about that in a minute. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. I gave everybody else 24 hours on the Kickstarter before I went in and bought something, because I bought one of the covers.
You're so sweet.
So I gave you a solid chance. So you can't complain.
I know. We got Stefan in the chat and Arthur. I think we got a few, and JD. And Richard. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people who they're grateful that you did that.
Yeah. So I know people grabbed a lot of good stuff. So before we jump into that, why don't you tell us a little bit about kind of like just briefly about your career, kind of what's led you to this point, and then we'll jump into talking about Neo Wonderland.
Well, I mean, I've always wanted to draw comic books, and since I was in middle school and in high school, I always wanted to work for Top Cow. So that was kind of how it started. I showed David Wool my portfolio like early on when I was going to college, basically, or right before college. And so I connected with him. He gave me his business card. I waited a few years before I showed him more of my stuff. And so after that, that's kind of around the time I met Vince and started to slowly do covers for Aspen and a little bit of color work for some of their backup coloring for some of their books. And it went from that to, I think about 2013, I pitched Lola XOXO to Vince. And that's around the time I was also doing a bunch of Marvel. I started my Marvel covers career at that point too. So it was a bit of like everything happening at the same time. And I was, so that was the start of it. I think that was 2014. So everything happened pretty fast after that point. It just kind of snowballed into Lola and then working at DC on a few things and Marvel. And so I guess that's kind of how it started. And this book was always something that I had in mind since like college. So I knew that I wanted to do my own book just in case. I was paranoid that no one would ever want to publish my book like back in the day. So I'm like, well, maybe I should learn how to color, ink, write, and pencil my own stuff. So it was like and letter. It was just in case nobody liked my stuff. And I still believed that I could do something with it. So I started to learn all these different things, and the stories changed a bit. It was always about brothers, the brothers, and them being an assassin to some extent, but I never knew it was going to be cyberpunk until a few years later, where I started to play around with the idea because I love the aesthetics. I was always inspired by like Ghost in the Shell and like Akira and The Matrix and stuff like that. And so there's a bit of all those things put together. Like just I threw it in a pot and made a stew out of it. That's basically it. So
it's funny. I just was in the last panel. We were talking about animation art, and I was talking about the cyberpunk genre and how Akira and Ghost in the Shell really brought that forward. It had existed for a while, but that's what really popularized it. And so I love that you were inspired by that as well, because it doesn't get much better than that for.
I know, it's so much fun, right? Like the way it looks and the stories are so deep. You could have so much fun with those stories, because it's science fiction, but then I mean, how much of that has actually come true at this point? So it's not too far fetched,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's getting less and less so every year, right?
Wait
Yeah.
for the hoverboards. I think that's coming next year.
There we go.
That's what I'm
So
thinking.
before we talk about Neo Wonderland, you mentioned Lola. So Lola was your first creator owned, but you did that with Top Cow. So tell us a little bit about.
Oh, you mean
Lola.
Aspen?
Yeah, sorry, with Aspen. So you did. Sorry, you wanted to work with Top Cow. That's how you met Dave, and then sorry, you did that with Aspen. Don't tell Frank I said that. He would like totally kill me.
How do you know he's not?
Nobody in the chat. Tell Frank
or Vince or Mark.
Nobody, Vince, Mark, nobody. None of you be upset with me.
Yeah. What was that? What was the question again with Lola?
Okay, so Lola XOXO was your first, like, your story. You wrote and drew the book, and you had developed a good relationship in working with Aspen before that, and so you started that book and published that through Aspen. So tell us a little bit about that story for people who haven't read it.
So it's a post-apocalyptic story about a young woman who is raised in the wasteland. Well, basically a bunker, I guess you could say. And so she resurfaces when she's much older, or she's about to turn 21, and she's got 3 godfathers that raised her all those years, and she basically lost touch with her biological family, her dad and her mom, and she was supposed to go to New York to visit her grandma, to stay with her grandma, but that never happened. And so that's how the story begins. She basically wanted to kind of go out into the wasteland, and her godfathers did not want her to. So she basically stole a horse and snuck out and tried to go into the wasteland, and she found out right away, like, there's a reason why they warned her about, trying to go and find her parents in the wasteland. And that's kind of how her journey begins. And then she gets into a lot of, she finds out really quick what the wasteland is. And then she grows as a person in that process. And so I'll leave it at that, because there is 3 volumes, and I do have some stuff in there. Hopefully, if anybody gets to read it, they'll see some secrets, I guess.
And it's gorgeous, all hand drawn, hand colored,
hand drawn.
Yeah, which you just don't. I mean, how often do you see stuff that's hand colored too? It's a beautiful book. And I love the juxtaposition between some of the more wasteland feel, and then also like the really rich forest scenes,
which I love doing because I love the forest.
Yeah, well, I do too. So
exactly.
So for anybody who hasn't read that book, Lola's a fantastic book. Did they do a trade for volume 3 or no?
Not yet. We're thinking about doing that soon. So because I have the floppies for volume 3, but 1 and 2 they're already in trade paperback form. So
yeah. So and those were printed through Aspen, so you can get those trade paperbacks. And Sia, you said you have the floppies on your website?
Yes, I do. I still have all of volume 3, I think, as floppies on my official shop. So it's siaomshop.com. So
excellent. I'm just grabbing that so we can put it in the chat for folks. So that's where you're going to find books, prints. Sia also worked on a volume of Lady Mechanica with Joe Benitez. So you'll see some of those floppies on there as well to pick up. So, and of course, any original art is through TD Art. So
through you. I actually have the trade paperbacks for Lady Mechanica. I just haven't put it up on the shop yet. So I have these really cool hardcovers, which I was so happy to get it because I always wanted a hardcover of Lady Mechanica. So that was cool. Through Image. I think Image published that one.
And Beth colored that book?
Yeah, mostly Beth. I think she might have had a couple of assists, but it was definitely Beth for the most part.
Yeah. And that's an absolutely beautiful book too. So definitely recommend that. Yeah. So let's jump into talking about Neo Wonderland. So I literally just took the slideshow you sent me, so we might skip around a little bit. But when I was at Sia's house a couple of years ago, she showed me the first drawing she had done. You were like, what, 18? When you first had the idea?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So that's really cool to see the change in that over time. So you talked a little bit about the story. Tell us a little bit. You talked about the brothers, but tell us a little bit about our main characters and kind of the roles they play in the story.
So the main character is a young man who was in prison for 10 years for murder, and he comes out and he tries to reconnect with his younger brother who is no longer living with their single mom anymore. He's now in the city part of Shangri-La, basically the city. And so Saint finds out that his younger brother is in a lot of debt. He owes the mob a lot of money. So Saint is trying to basically help his brother pay off his debts. And the more he tries, the more he gets pulled into the underworld. And eventually he becomes an assassin. And Aya is a private detective. She's working on trying to uncover some secrets, and there's a tie-in with Saint's past, and Shin finds out what it is later on as well. And Pocky is her pet slash sidekick. And Pocky's sidekick is also the flying cat named Garrus, but I changed it to an I, Garrus, just because of, Mass Effect and stuff. And so Garrus is an AI cat, and Pocky is able to do some stuff that, cats can do, like climbing walls and, getting into places that she can't get into. And Garrus, the AI cat, is able to unlock doors and stuff like that, or break codes. So that's kind of their story and why Pocky's. I just wanted to draw Pocky, and I made him special. So I don't have any excuses.
We had a really good question here. Somebody's asking if you prefer to use marker or paint.
Ooh, I like them both. It all depends on time, and I think with skin tones, I like it to blend pretty nicely and evenly. So a lot of times markers might go to, and plus I do a lot of inking. So marker and ink, I think, goes good together. And paint, I like doing that with like watercolors or on watercolor paper. I would go all out with the paint. And so that's I guess sometimes I like to do a little bit of both. And I also like India ink, which is a color ink that I use for the background, so that there's a texture, the different textures between the foreground and the background, or the main characters, the characters and the background. So if you see some of my commissions, that's how I do it basically when I do backgrounds.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know that people are used to ink just being black. But nowadays you can get ink in a lot of different colors, and so you can utilize it.
Actually, I don't know if you could see it, but this is so this is color. It's not focusing, but yeah, I have like different colors.
So it comes in like the same bottle like you would get ink, which kind of looks like a nail polish bottle, except bigger.
I know,
but it's but they have all these colors now, and then I've seen artists do all sorts of cool stuff with it. And you just get
it's really fun.
Yeah, really gorgeous like opacity to it, and it. I've had people ask me before, like, what are they using, and how do you get that color? And so I'm really glad you started using the ink as well. And it is an India ink, so it's not going anywhere. It's not going to fade or anything.
I have the I don't know if you want me to show you the Cloud and Sephiroth piece that has the India ink in the background, and then the markers in the front. Let me grab it really quick.
Yeah.
So let me adjust my camera because I think it's on manual focus. Okay. So I think maybe this will show up now. So the rocks are basically India ink, and it's nice to blend backgrounds like that because then you get the gradients that you would normally get with watercolors, but markers sometimes it streaks. So that's basically how I did the background, and I used some of the India ink for accents, just the gradients, but it's kind of bright. 1 second. Okay, that's much better.
I think I have an image of it in the slideshow too.
Because awesome. Cool.
Yeah, I was sharing it that's a commission that she just finished. So.
Mm-hmm. And I was showing the live stream all the other ones I was working on. So the last few commissions, I guess. But yeah.
All right. So let's pop this back up here. So most of this book is digitally colored, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you do all the colors yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of the interiors are all going to be black and white originals, right? And there'll be some color and like some of the promotional stuff and maybe some of the covers as well.
Actually, the whole entire book is going to be colored digitally by me, and we will have a black and white edition. So so it's the same pages, but it's like manga. So there's a black and white edition of the book for people who like just black and white interiors. But the whole book is going to be colored. The main book itself, the $25 tier that's on Kickstarter. So it's all all the colors are. Sorry, it's all colored. So yeah,
for anybody who missed the Kickstarter, And you funded in what, like less than an hour?
It was 15 minutes live streaming, and I bet you some of the guys are still in the chat right now, and I appreciate. Oh my god, I cried. So.
Aw.
Oh, you didn't see it? Oh my god, I was like, don't ugly cry. Do not ugly cry.
No, I didn't, because I knew I would cry too.
Oh, I wanted to see. I
So-
wanted to know that you were crying for me. That would be so sweet.
No, you don't. Yeah, I cry at stuff like that.
Oh, well,
So,
I want. Hey, go ahead and watch it again, and then cry. I'm just joking.
And then live stream myself while I'm watching your video. All right, so tell us about, this is the cover I bought, guys.
That was one of the first pen or covers I had planned, and I didn't get a chance to color it, but I like it in black and white. I might color it later, just so I have two versions of it. It'd be so much fun. Yeah, because that was one of the things that the vibe I was going for was fun and dangerous at the same time, and that was kind of what I had in my mind for the book. So that's why it's super colorful in some scenes. It's like a lot like Tokyo, Hong Kong, you know, and Seoul, just those type of cities where it's the lights, the moody steam vents and all that stuff, and rain, of course, gotta have rain.
Yeah, I just love I mean, you don't see shots like this very often. People avoid drawing these things because it's hard. And, but it just came out so nice. So tell us about the book. So it's not just a regular comic book. It's a longer book, right? It's 40 pages.
It's actually 44 pages now, because the stretch goal was at 25,000, we're going to do 4 extra pages. And so we reached that goal. It's going to be 3 volumes like Lola. I mean, for the main story arc. So it's going to be 6 issues per volume. So this first Kickstarter is the first 2 issues essentially of the book, and set to be, I'm going to get it done by March. We're hoping to get it, because I have to get all the items together, but hopefully by March we will be able to fulfill that, or early April, because I'm working with Rups Comics to get it fulfilled, so I don't have to do all the heavy lifting. At least not that part. Right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think we talk through your stuff. Yeah, your stuff. Talk about your YouTube channel, because you live stream a lot too, right?
I live stream every Saturday now. If we came up with like a good stream for everybody, because it's, you know, there's people from around the world and certain times, and you know, it works for me. It's right before dinner for me on Saturday, and people don't have to worry about, you know, going to work half the time. So yeah, it was just a good time. So every Saturday so far. And I have videos where I made episodes, and it's like pre-recorded and I edited and all that stuff. And then I have podcast episodes where I'm talking to my friends. So it's a bit of everything I want to do for the most part. Not all live streams, I guess.
What's your favorite thing about streaming on YouTube?
The interaction, of course, the laughing about stuff, you build a community, you know, and it's so much fun, because a lot of them give me good ideas and a lot of instant feedback. And so I know what I'm kind of doing. And I think that there's something special about that, where you've never gotten that before, able to stream and stuff. And if you're receptive to ideas that people have, and it's not just like, oh, it's just about what I want, then you basically, there's not a whole lot of guessing, I guess. And that makes it much easier. And I could just focus on creating what I want to. And then there's relationships you build, and because there's people I've met in person already, whether it's at conventions or signing at like Hanks, and you feel like you're almost going to cry, because you've seen these people online and you kind of communicate with them, and when you see them in person, it's like you feel like you know them already. That's what was cool about it. I'm sure you could attest to that too.
Yeah, no, I love that. I absolutely love that. So I wanted to share what the Kickstarter looks like so everybody can see it. So I was logging into my Kickstarter while... Let's see.
I don't have any coffee.
There we go. So this is just a snapshot. If you just go to the Kickstarter page, you'll see this. And there's a lot of different reward tiers. So I'm going to scroll through, so I can't see you, but can you talk us through this while I'm scrolling through?
Are we at rewards, or do we do campaigns? I haven't seen the backside of the rewards yet as much. And in fact, there was a couple of things I didn't do correctly, because there's some people who did and I'll clarify it here. They did the sketch cover tiers where they got the commission, and on it says you get all 4 covers, A, B, C, and D, to go along with it. The problem was when you go to the back, you don't see it. So I will be messaging everybody personally to let them know you're still going to get those copies, like I said. and it's in the graphic in the middle, but when you go to the back end, like what you did, you don't see it on there. So you will get, everybody who got the commission is going to get the variant covers to go along with it too.
Okay. Yeah, because when I bought my original art cover, it just said it came with cover A. So then I went in and separately bought, because I think it's cover D or something, so that it would come with it. So that'll be really helpful for people to see that. But you know what? It's your first time doing it, so
yeah, they don't let you change it once you do something like that. Like once people start backing the tiers, you can't change it on the back end. So I was like, I gotta go do it manually and just let everybody know. So apologies for that. We're hopefully gonna have hopefully it gets done. The bonus 3 unlock item is coming soon. I am working on a map of Shangri-La because we were talking about it, and I love video game maps, and so I wanted a map for my own Kickstarter. So, or for the world, that would be fun.
We're gonna have some sort of TD art something in there too, but we haven't figured out that yet. But everyone will be getting something. All right, so there's 4 books, or so 4 covers for the book. So, I know the cover A is colored digitally. Cover B is hand colored,
ink,
and then C and D are black and white. So that's really cool. And then tell us about the metal covers. Those are cool.
I just think that when you think cyberpunk, metal covers actually make a lot of sense. And then I designed it so that it looks cool on metal, so they're not exactly the same as the regular covers A through D. So like the third cover C is inverted. And so I'm sure that when you print it out in metal, I don't know yet. I mean, I think it's going to look cool because I have a couple metal covers to use as an example, but I think it'll look really cool inverted. And there's a slightly different tone and color to A and B and C. Yeah.
I love it because a lot of times when you have the metal versions, the cover is exactly the same. It's just shiny. So I love that they're different. So they are a variant. And I think that inversion, that like negative, is going to be really cool. So there are some interior pages and things that people can purchase as well. So there were the covers, there were sketch covers, there's interior pages. Then there's the sketchbook, right?
I have plenty of that. After 20 years of drawing that thing, there's plenty of sketches.
So there is just the digital download if somebody just wants to do the $10. They'll still get everything to read, but you won't be getting a package in the mail, right?
And there's the making of documentary that I'm working on right now for it. So it's going to be between 40 minutes to an hour long. It's not only the art process that I go through, it's also like getting the Kickstarter ready, kind of all the business side of it and all the emotional stuff you go through when you're doing these things. Because I feel like you can't separate any of those 3 things to put this kind of a project together, especially, I wouldn't say on my own, but definitely, when it's a smaller team and never doing it before, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And then so we have the regular cover tiers and then the variant cover tiers, right? And then the artist edition. So you get cover A, you get the black and white, and then the sketchbook. So you get all the different. So those have like different interiors too. And then this is all 4 of the regular, right? There's the 4 covers of the regular printing. Then we have the metal covers.
Separate, yeah.
And then, we got to tell us about the Pocky level.
Super fan. Pocky super fan. He has his own individual sketchbook with his comic strips that I did and all the, some of the art that I did of him. And then you got the cute little keychain. He's got, I can't even see it from here. Oh, his trading card, his t-shirt. So the t-shirt, you can't see it. I need to get another picture. It's all the same faces. And it says happy, sad, disappointed, angry. And the only thing at the bottom, it says happy, is because he's got those nuggets. So it's the one face that's different. So that's his t-shirt. And he's got his own individual variant cover that I did a sketch of during a live stream. And I painted it with color ink. So you can kind of see that. And then he's got his own holofoil stickers, and then we got a magnet. I actually have samples of the stickers already. I don't know if I gave it to you, T, if you got one.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have those stickers already, and the keychains as the prototype. So I already have those on hand. Cool. And I think that. Oh yeah, and they get a little kitty tag. Like a name tag, but it says Pocky on it. And I'm trying to decide what color it's going to be, but that's also going to come along with it. It's kind of like adopting Pocky. So.
Aw, I love that. Yeah, I'll have to check all that stuff out when I see you next month. All the prototype stuff you've gotten.
And I forgot to
So-
mention, every one of these tiers, if I'm signing something, is going to come with a certificate of authenticity on it, so that it's verified and everything. And I'm trying to figure out the CGC stuff right now. I'm not sure quite how I'm going to approach that one, if people want their books graded and stuff.
Okay.
We could
Yeah,
talk
I know
about
they have you can do direct submissions and stuff, but yeah, maybe that can be an add-on thing.
Yeah.
I know that the Pocky tier was so exciting that Stefan had to create a second Kickstarter account so that he could get, because he had gotten another tier because he wanted all the regular stuff too, but then he made a second account just so he could get the Pocky tier. So, yeah. So just, you might want to think about some of those things as an add-on if you can add them later for some people.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, is that because I don't want to like someone already got the tier and then it's like, oh wait, you could have done it this way. So I'm trying not to cross too many wires right now, because it's something I didn't think about. But I am trying to figure out what to do as add-ons. And so I mentioned the map to you, and then we might have another print, maybe another variant cover with Aya and Pocky. I was working on that earlier, and maybe a sticker pack with like all the characters. So we're still, I know it's almost the end of the Kickstarter, but I want to make sure those things get out there. So we'll see how that goes this weekend.
Earl was asking about cover C, if you were keeping that. I don't think so.
Which one's cover C? I'm sorry.
This one?
Oh, we had too many tiers, I guess, so we decided to not put that one on there, but I could put it back, put it back,
Well,
switch a couple.
yeah.
I didn't know how that worked, but yeah.
I mean, it'll be available later. So it'll just, we cherry picked some things for the Kickstarter.
So it wouldn't be overwhelming.
Everything else will be available. It'll just be available via, direct purchase like we would normally do Sia's work.
Yeah, we didn't want it to be like scrolling constantly on this long Kickstarter. So
yeah. So yeah, Earl, we can talk about it later, but yeah, that's going to be available once I have the pages and we're selling stuff from the book. Okay, let's go past. So then we have the all covers
and the sketchbook and the black and white,
and then the all metal. And then
all the covers. I think it's 3 medals for the regulars. And then I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Yeah, all the swag and all the t-shirts and the covers and stuff like that, and the print and.
So that's the kind of the ultimate, right? You get everything there, and then are all the sketch tiers sold out?
The half tier just sold out, and so I'm gonna have to make it so it's unavailable or the graphic is gonna say none available right now. But I think there's 5 left on that one right there, right? I can't see, or 8 left, or 5. Can't see.
Yeah, maybe. So it says 8.
Okay, so 8 left out of the.
So if you haven't snagged one yet and you want to get a sketch cover, that's a good choice right there.
And it does come with, like it says, it sets A, B, C, and D for the variant cover. Yeah, you get that one.
So you'll have 5 books, right? Because you'll get the A, B, C, and D, and then plus your sketch cover. Do people get to pick their character, or is it just like pick a character?
Yeah, they get to pick their character. Yeah, because I'm not doing too many, so I feel like it'd be a good idea to have them pick their own characters. So. And that one, I don't think it's available as of right before the stream, so I have to make it unavailable when I finish.
Yeah, it's showing as gone in here. It's not there. So and then that original art tier is gone. This one is still available, and then this one's still available, and that one's gone. So there's actually quite a few original art tiers left. I love this piece. That one's really cool. And then so cover A was already gone. And then cover D, that's the one I bought. That one's already gone. Cover B is still available. So this is the one that's the ink, the hand-colored ink. And then all of the add-ons. Yeah. So I just wanted to give people a really quick walkthrough of what that looks like so that they're aware. So I'm being asked if they back the Kickstarter and they back original art, can they pick it up at OAX?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's probably better that way. It's more secure. And then Yep.
And
that
then
would
you'll
be
still get
perfect.
your package, but it'll just be all the other stuff.
Yeah,
the
and I feel
books and
like
stuff.
because the package is going to be a smaller box anyways, they wouldn't have been shipped together at this point. And so in terms of shipping costs, it's probably better if you just pick it up if it's possible.
Yeah, because otherwise, I mean, probably I'm going to be shipping the original art, so it would be separate from everything else. So yeah, Wayne, definitely all day. You can just if you do that and back it, you can literally just let me know, and I can let Sia know, and we can make sure to note that. Earl's asking about if there's interest to do more in the story beyond what you already have planned out.
Beyond the what's GN stand for?
Beyond the graphic novel. So like beyond the story that you're like, is it something that you want to continue?
Yes, it definitely does. Especially when you spend all this time world building. You don't want it to just be a one and done. It's like, it's kind of like with Lola. I want to revisit the worlds that I create. And but I do like to have stories that are pretty much the end capped, and no retconning. So I try to be really thoughtful about like killing off certain characters and stuff like that, and the world that I built. But definitely this one was so much fun. I would hate to just do one story arc and that's it, because I planned it to go way beyond that at this point. So
awesome. All right, so we're going to start talking about commissions as I'm kind of pulling that stuff up on my end. First of all, I wanted to tell people, if you are still waiting for your commission that you signed up for last year, Sia's getting close. So we took everything into account when we counted numbers and how many sketches she could do for the Kickstarter and how many she could do for OAX. So please know that if you were on the commission list, nobody's been forgotten. We're not forgetting anybody. So we're making sure everybody's taken care of.
And so right now, like I told the other live stream, I'm working on 5 of them right now, and I could kind of show you a few of them were on my desk, but I was working on the layouts, and so they kind of saw some of them. You could barely see it. It's Dark Phoenix, I think. Sorry, Emma Frost, Dark Phoenix. So I'm working
so bad at this. Hold on.
It's okay. You can't see it anyways.
There we go. I think Bill fixed it. I'm like, I don't know which thing to push. Okay, people can see it now.
Wait 1 second. So it's like
yeah, we can kind of see it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not focusing.
It's trying to focus on the logo, I think.
Yeah, because it's so bright. So I have a few of them. I have Lady Killer, and I'm working on a Magdalena right now. And so if you go to the commission thing that we have, I think there's 4 left after these, and then we're done with the whole list. So,
are you working on? You might be working on Earl's too.
Does which character is Earl's?
Earl's is, hold on, I'm bringing it up right now. It's too many windows. Earl's is it was a artist choice from Princess Mononoke, Magic, or Ghost of the Shell.
I think that one's next. Oh, thank God. Okay. I think I know which one I'm going to do. Thank you for telling me the names. I saw that one. So that one's going to be, I'm going to start that one probably early next week. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're literally in like the home stretch. There's like 5 or so left. So, but thank you so much for taking time to do it for OAX. Making time to do it.
I don't see you.
Oh, sorry. I put you on the thing so you could show stuff.
I know. I saw that. I'm like, oh, I'm just talking to myself.
So, Bill, you can go ahead and activate it on your end whenever you want to. I'm going to activate it on my end as well, because on ours, the way it goes is you click the link on the OAX and then it goes to the TD Art site to order. Okay. All right, so let me go to the options, and Bill will plop the link in there as soon as he gets a moment. So for the sketch card tier, I didn't have any examples. There's literally one on eBay of like a card that you did for like one of the Marvel sets a few years ago, like as an insert. And I'm like, that doesn't represent what it's going to look like. So if these look weird, it's because they are, because I just cropped something. But it's just to give you an idea of kind of like how much character and things you're going to get. So there are 2 sketch card options. We have the black and white, which is $150, or the color at $250. So I tried to crop them out of pieces that were of a relative size so that the details is appropriate for that character. So, so just to give you a comparison, Sia is only taking 4 sketch cards. So, and normally you don't ever take sketch cards. So this is the first time we've ever offered something like this. So there's those 2. And then again, some of these had to be approximated because they were, we didn't have exact comparisons. So 9x12. So in the 9x12s, Sia is taking 2, and that's regardless of whether they're black and white or color, just 2 9x12s. So black and white full figure. So this is not quite full figure. So it will be full figure. It'll be all the way down to her feet. Yeah. And then this is just to give you an idea of kind of what partial background looks like. So it's a full figure with partial background at $490. And then you can add up to 1 more character if you want for the additional $220. To show you what I mean by feet, I'm going to skip ahead. So this is an 11x17 piece, but when I say it will go all the way down, it will be all the way down to the feet. So, and then 9x12, we had color as well. I think it didn't get updated, but that's okay. So you can see what color looks like. This is essentially color with partial background. It'll just be like that in 9x12, and then the price on that's $785. Sorry I'm skipping around here, guys. And then we have a 9x12 bust, and we're just doing color on those. 400. So the 9x12s, again, like I said, there's only going to be 2 of them, and it doesn't matter which 9x12s. 11x17, you're taking 3 of these. Again, this is an approximation. It will be down to the feet. The red does not come with black and white. The client requested red, and then like as a spot color, and then we just added like $50 or something. So So that's why there's red. Normally it would just be black and white, but that does approximate kind of what the background and everything looks like. Oh, I see Bill put it in here. Thank you, Bill. Here's the 9x12. Again, it would be down to her feet because this is more like a 1/2 or 3/4 figure, but this is a 9x12 with partial background. So just imagine this except down to her feet. And then on the 11x17, the black and white full figure is partial background at $735. And you can add up to 1 more character if you want to at an additional $325. And then the full figure. So this is not an approximation. This one is actually what it would look like. This is one of the ones you just finished. So 11x17 full figure, partial background. At $1175, you can add up to 1 more character for plus 500. And then we have a 2 figure. So like I just used the photo. So the piece she just showed, this was a 2 character with partial background. So the price on this would be with that plus 500. So it would be $1675 for comparison. And on the larger pieces, I did want to offer full background option in case people wanted it. And so this is full 11x17 full figure with full background. And it will either be it'll be watercolor, Copics, ink. It'll be whatever combination Sia wants to use, but it will be full color. And so some of these are different. Like this one's watercolor. But like the Rogue piece is that one's markers.
Ink and marker, yep.
Yeah. So ink in the background, right? More, and then more marker on the front figure. So and then so that's full background, 1,300. You can add a second character for 500. And to give an example of that, this was a 2 character full background. So that one would be 1,800 as a comparison point. So again, only taking 3 of the large ones. Sia, tell us a little bit about your Bill. I don't know how to take these off the screen. Thank you. I'm like, Bill, save me. I know how to put them on there. I don't know how to take them off. So talk us through a little bit about your commission process. Like when I send you your list over and you have all of that, what is the process you take in when you're setting yourself up to start a commission?
Well, first I look through the list that we have, and we built a document where it shows everybody, or it shows, I have like 3 different processes, so that when you look at the list, you could, contact the person that requested the commission, and they know what stage you're at and where they're at in the order. And then they send me reference photos. And so I kind of look at the different reference photos, and sometimes I'll even go on Google, even if they sent me photos, and I'll look at the overall character and then the essence of the character. Because sometimes you'll get drawings, but they're not the essence of the characters necessarily. So unless there's like a special request from the commission, it's me getting an idea of the character, and then I go with the pose and maybe the way that their hand gestures and stuff like that would go with what the characters would normally do. So it's not like me just drawing the likeness of the character and there's no essence of the character. So it's like an off, like a personality thing. So I start with that, and I do a few little thumbnail sketches sometimes. Unless there's already something in my mind and I've drawn these characters before, then I'm like, oh, I know there's one pose I really want to do. Then I just go straight on to like 11 by 17 or whatever size, and I just sketch it right on the page. But if it's a more complex one, like the Cloud and Sephiroth one you had, I did like 6 or 7 different sketches because it's a complex pose and there's no exact version of that in the game per se. You kind of have statues and stuff like that, but then I kind of put it together and did it on 11 by 17 sketch, light boxed it, and then I start like inking and coloring it all. Luckily I've got different mediums I like using, so I kind of figure that process out ahead of time. But usually it starts with the ink, markers if I'm doing markers, and then ink is the third, or the color ink is like, or watercolor is like the third step. But if it's all watercolor, then I try to make sure my lines are as clean as possible. I ink it, and then I do watercolors. Otherwise you get like that, the graphite grayish look, and if I didn't want that, then I try not to. So that's basically it. And then when I'm done, I do them in batches so that when I send them to you, there's like 5 or 6 hopefully in a batch. I rarely want to just send one because shipping is expensive, and then you would have to sit there and wait around and then ship it again a second time. So that's kind of our process right now.
Yeah. And also letting people know that C will take some sketches at the show. That's part of why I didn't put like black and white busts and stuff as a pre-book, because those are the types of commissions she'll do at the show. This detail of like full color work and things are more of an at-home type of a commission.
Especially because of the Kickstarter and running that and then getting these done. So we didn't want it to be too tight of a schedule. We wanted just enough leeway for everything to be done correctly. So
yeah, no, absolutely. What's been your favorite commission that you've done that you can remember?
Oh my gosh. I have a few, I think. I think Rogue was really fun because I get to draw that foliage. I definitely love that Final Fantasy one, and the Witchblade one you showed. I love Witchblade, so that was like an awesome one to do. So I like doing those ones where I get to draw a cool background sometimes, or just cool poses, and there's a lot going on, so it's a lot more. You could do a lot more with the movement. I love movement and pieces. I'm trying to remember. I've done a lot, haven't I? Like commissions. But yeah,
and I know you like to tackle a lot of things that other people don't like to tackle. So vehicles, buildings, stuff that a lot of other people don't like to draw. You don't have any problem tackling, because some of that requires a little bit more kind of exactness. Yeah.
Exactly. And and the more I get to do, the more practice I get to have with that. So like, it's not a bad thing to be able to do it on a commission. Oh, which one I do like was do you remember the one from what was the one? Oh, gosh, it was Midas from.
Yes, the Fortnite one.
Yeah, the Fortnite one. That one was fun because I used gouache and I tried to make it look painterly, and the background was cool. And he has a really cool design, so that one was fun. I like that one a lot.
I'm gonna show people that one because
that one was like 12 by 18, I think. It was a pretty big piece.
Yeah, that one was cool. So this is a full figure with full background. So I almost used this as an example, but then I ended up pulling characters that more people would know. But yeah, we are starting to get some Fortnite collectors, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I know. I actually didn't know anything about the character at first, so I had to do some research. And the more I researched, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Really a really cool story.
Yeah. So yeah, this one was fun. You did a lot of our artists would avoid doing all this, the buildings and stuff in the background, but this came out really cool.
I love his arm or whatever. That was cool. His skin
Yeah.
tone and yeah, it was a
Yeah,
cool
he's a
character.
really interesting character. Yeah, really interesting character. Um, Somebody in the chat asked, "Is there a character that you're hoping to do?"
Huh? Are you asking because you're asking because hopefully I will do it? That would be awesome. Oh man, you know who I haven't done yet for a commission? Tifa from Final Fantasy. I haven't done that, which is interesting. And then I would hope so. I'm hoping to do Tifa. Um, a really cool Venom one would be fun. I'm trying to think of characters that are some of my favorites, but they also look cool. Like Devil May Cry characters look cool to me.
Mhm.
If they have a lot of stuff on them, it's usually a lot of fun to draw. So anything with
Yeah, you did
someone's
that. You
deck.
did that. You did that Venom mystery sketch last year. The person who got that was very, very happy.
I was happy to draw that one. It was so much fun because you get
Yeah.
to go crazy with him, and he doesn't have to be like fun to look. I mean, he doesn't have to be pretty to look at, so it's a lot of fun to do those. Yeah, Venom would be cool. A full-on Spawn figure would be fun to draw. I think I haven't done that
Mhm.
yet. I would go all out with like the skulls and the fire and brimstone, just all that stuff. That'd be kind of fun.
Sia also likes Gundam, and she
And
likes video games.
I love Fallout. Fallout would be fun.
Yep.
Like a Brotherhood character would be fun.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Or
Fallout.
like a Mass Effect thing, something.
Yeah, Tatiana.
Yeah, you know. So but she's also Sia's very open to
Hmm.
drawing all sorts of stuff. I mean, the only limitation is like if it's something that's inappropriate or something,
Yeah,
then we
way
would
over the
just
top.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, we would just say like, hey, she doesn't feel comfortable doing this. Somebody asked about Rom, if you would draw Rom.
Rom. I don't know the character. I don't think.
You would recognize the character if you saw it.
I probably
Um,
for sure recognize it and not.
yeah. And then someone's asking about Ava, from Evangelion, the Ava units.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Eh,
kind of this interesting cross between like they're mechs, but they also feel very organic.
yes, yes, the shapes for sure. And then you get the buildings too that you could draw. I have like one of those anime art books that has the mechs in there or Evangelion. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when you were going through that Gundam phase too, when you were drawing all the models and stuff that you had.
I wanted to do more, but I'm like, I'm not gonna need to do these anytime soon. So I put that away. I mean, you see, there's no Gundams behind me. They're in the storage still. I have to get a case to put them in with like lights, and then I'll get all my Gundams and I'll just display it in the background. And I'm gonna get a spinning comic rack. So I'm gonna do that. I just haven't. I just moved not that long ago, so I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, and you
So
guys have limited space too. It's not like you have like
it's super small compared to the cabin. So
yeah. Oh, now I'm being asked about Escaflowne. Did you ever watch Escaflowne?
I didn't watch it, but I do know, of course, a lot of people loved it, and I probably need to catch up with that. But
Yeah.
what's really cool is the Lotus War. Those characters are cool as well. The way
Mm-hmm.
that they designed those, and that was back in the day. But most
Yeah,
of the
that was
animes,
90s,
yeah, it was like
80s,
90,
90s.
early 2000s, I think. Yeah.
Now I'm looking.
It reminds me
But
of
yeah,
little
any
things.
like any anime kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's all cool.
Yeah. So yeah, those are all good choices. And you're always welcome if you're putting in a request and you're not sure, you can always put, a few things like from Sia to choose from. That's totally fine.
Oh yeah, and that's fun for me too because then I get to see what someone wanted and then what I would want to draw, and it would be like a good mixture, I think.
So we have just a couple minutes left. Make sure you guys get those commissions in before they run out because there's only a few. Um, Sia, I'm really excited that you're coming to the show. You haven't done a show since before COVID.
Right, right. I did a signing in Hanks, but that's much smaller compared to what a show actually is and the amount of time that you're, at the convention. So,
Yeah. And then Sia has never done Disney World or any of that other stuff. So we're going to be doing
I'm
all
so
that.
excited. You have no idea. I'm like, don't get too excited. What if you're disappointed? I don't think I'll be disappointed. I've seen pictures of people posting. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Universal Studios and Disney World. I'm so excited. I'm wondering if I should live stream with my Mickey ears for the first time because I said I really want one really bad. Even if it had a bow on it, I think it might be fun. I don't know. It might be kind of cool.
You're going to be overwhelmed when we go to Disney and you see how many, there's like hundreds of ears to choose from. You're going to be like, I can't decide. It's overwhelming.
I should
It's
film that, right? Like, hey, I
overwhelming.
pick my ears out.
Yeah. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm super looking forward to that. We don't get to hang out nearly as much as we would like to. And it's going to be great. And I'm sure everyone's super excited to either meet you for the first time or see you if they haven't seen you at a show since
Forever.
who knows how long it's been. Yeah, since they saw you. And everybody, make sure you go back to Kickstarter, check out Sia's YouTube channel, watch her live shows. Sia's very good at interacting in the chat and all of that other stuff too. So definitely check out her streams. And Sia, thank you so much for coming on today. Is there any last minute stuff you want to get in there?
Well, I appreciate everybody that came over from my live stream to this one. And so we're all like, going to a new panel room, like we are saying, it's just a lot of fun to have them there. I feel so comfortable when I know that they're, and obviously you're my friend and you've helped me along the way from the beginning, since, which expo was it in San Jose? I met you there.
Oh, for Big Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, Big Wow. That was so much fun. I got to meet people and going to the winery. That was just amazing. So those are experiences like that. I wouldn't have, be able to be here without all those things happening. So I just wanted to say thank you. And for the Kickstarter, of course, like funding in 15 minutes was adorable because everybody's like, hurry up, you guys, let's go, let's do this. And then we did it in 15. We're just like laughing together and stuff. It's just a lot of fun. I never knew that you could just talk to yourself and have so much fun because there's other people on the other side. It's just like, yeah, I've been
even though you're the only one who's actually saying something. So it looks like some people have backed it while we've been talking. So thank you.
Thank you guys
to everybody. And thank you all for coming to the panel today. And Sia, we look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. Well, I'll see you guys soon in Florida.
All right. Bye.
Bye.